Welcome to a Business Minute with Lily Lopez, presented by the South Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Today, we have the honor of having with us Terra. And Terra has such a long trajectory. I mean, for like 20 years, they've been one of the top developers here in Miami-Dade County. And I had the privilege and honor of meeting his father many years ago. And they come from a family of entrepreneurs. His grandfather was Bernardo Garcia from the funeral homes. And in reading his bio, I saw the human qualities of David, because I read that he said that he learned so much being in the funeral homes and seeing the suffering and the pain of people. And that's why I see that he's so humble, so down to earth. I mean, such an important man in the community who has done so much, but yet again he has that special connection that he makes with when you meet him. I thought it was going to be something different, and he's like next door neighbor. And I'm very, very privileged and humbled to be here with you today and having you in my show. So thank you so much for your time. So David, tell me, I know you went to University of Florida, you're a lawyer, you're MBA, I mean everything, but now I know you're developing the marina. There's a ballot in Miami Beach about a marina, and then you want to help and do affordable housing, and I mean, this is great. I mean, everything that I read about you is just phenomenal. And so just tell me a little bit about your history, what you're doing now, your projects, and how can the community help and be involved in all these wonderful, magnificent projects that you do, in which you include green, which I love, and sustainability. So I mean, it's so many things, but now the time is yours.
Thank you so much, Liliana, and thank you for having me. You know, growing up in South Florida and Miami, you know, grandson of Cuban grandparents, son of Cuban parents, it was an interesting story, right? Growing up and seeing my family, fight, hard work and really, ideas of how to acclimate and really start their family and create a family here in the U.S. and this country's done so much for us and our family, and so for me it was it really started growing up in my family and really seeing what hard work and dedication and loyalty and trust and transparency and honesty, all these qualities and values that I think are important in today's world. And so growing up my entire life, I went to high school here and
Columbus.
I went to Columbus and then I went to Gainesville, and my father had gotten an industrial engineering degree there and actually had me while he was in law school, my mom and he. And so for me it was an important time when I started my company around 20 years ago with my father. It was an important time to kind of really understand what the right way of running a business was, and really how can business help society. And that's been a big part of what we do is, the whole goal is how do we hack capitalism to solve society's issues. We always see government, the residential community, the business community, how can we collaborate? How can we work together to really make Miami, make South Florida really stand out? I mean, what we see today is we see different regions competing with each other. They're competing with each other for investment, for companies, for job creation. And so what our job and role is really how can we really leave a footprint in our community that really can differentiate our city and really inspire everyone to kind of do good work. And so with the Marina project you mentioned, today in Miami Beach, Miami Beach has amazing history and amazing environment, an amazing community. And that community is very passionate and about what they want their city to be. And so what we saw is one of the big things in my field and in my business has been a lot about resiliency and how can we deal with sea level rise, how do we deal with creating a city that's forever, right, and a resilient city. And so when you look at the marina today, it was built in 1980. It was at a time where Miami Beach was somewhat desperate for investment. And so for us, it was a question of how can we reimagine this marina and really continue to be and have South Florida be a premier yachting destination, because of the economic impact and job creation that brings about. And so for us, it was a question of how do we, currently the marina operator approached me and they had 32 years left in their lease, and so they could just continue with the building and the marina as is, and or they could really, recalibrate the deal with the city, and that's what we did. We improved the fiscal benefits to the city significantly with a dedicated funding resource to handle their COVID budget, to deal with affordable housing, elderly care.
And that's something it caught my eye, the affordable housing, because in reality, and you do such beautiful projects, and sometimes affordable housing buildings don't look nice. But I know with your vision and the way that you operate, I can just envision that there'll be affordable housing, which we need because there are workers that need to live in Miami Beach because of the hospitality industry. So I when I read that, I said, well, wow, this is great because you're going to have affordable housing, but something that looks nice.
And so, one of the interesting things with the marina is we have the Miami Beach Housing Authority has the senior housing next door. Rebecca Towers. And so it was, a lot of the big things for us was doing community engagement early.
Absolutely.
And trying to meet with everyone and just understand their perspective and what they would like to see. And so for us, one of the big ideas was there's a large asphalt parking lot.
Yes, there is.
Adjacent to Rebecca
Not
Towers.
very attractive.
Right. So our idea was, can we create a green space? Can we create a park for the
Beautiful.
community? And so that's how the Marina Park idea came about.
And I love it. And I love reading that everything that you do, you incorporate the green spaces that are so necessary.
Parks are really a place, especially during COVID, we realized parks are a place where people can be outdoors. They could meet their neighbors. They could spend time with their families. And really, what we do in our business is not only put up buildings, but we also, we're turning strangers to neighbors. We're, really creating, a vibrant community, but something that's also contextual. When you look at the neighborhood, south of 5th was really an amazing urban renewal project of Miami Beach. There's so many great pockets of Miami Beach, whether in North Beach and Mid Beach and South Beach.
And they're different, right? Aren't they very different?
They're different. They have different identities, different DNA.
Yes.
And so
that's what makes it unique.
Exactly. And so what the idea was here is that, really south of 5th has become an amazing architectural destination.
Yes.
And so we brought in an architect that we'd worked on before in Coconut Grove called Bjarke Ingels to kind of reinterpret the uplands of the marina.